Guys, let me warm up my voice. Guys, hello, guys and girls and everyone else and everyone in between. It's 4 a.m., 4:30, and I wasn't going to make a video today, but I just got done watching Avatar 2, Way of Water, and I thought I'd come on and give you all my honest opinion of the movie, and what I thought, because that's what you guys want to hear, right? You want to hear my movie review of Avatar 2, Way of Water. I know you're all dying for it. So I'll grace you with my thoughts. To start off, oh man, there were a lot of it could have been shorter. Okay, it was 3 hours long, with an hour long of just like straight filler. I mean, it wasn't filler, it helped build the world, but at the same time, it was just like, okay, wow, I totally did not see that coming, right? Like, spoiler, I'm gonna spoil it, I'm gonna talk about it, so spoiler alert, obviously. If you don't, if you don't mind me spoiling Avatar 2, Way of Water, then, keep watching. But if you do care, click off right now. You better get 3, 2, 1. Okay. There's an hour into it. Not even an hour. There's the main character, right? Jake Sully, and his kids. And his kids decide to go out and get caught by the humans. And this is like maybe an hour into it. An hour 30. I can't remember. And then, I kid you not, an hour later, they do the same exact thing. They go out and they get caught by the humans, quite literally in the same way. And the second time, when it was happening, when it started to happen, when one of the characters ran off, all I could think was, here we go again. Because every single character that got caught the first time also went out. So every single character that got caught the first time got caught the second time. And I was like, these things would be very avoidable if these characters used their brains, if they thought. The bad guy, the Colonel, he could have killed Jake Sully like 4 different times in the movie. He was literally, they could have just like sniped him and killed him. But the Colonel was like, no, we're gonna kill him when he gets on the ship. Like what? He was afraid that the other Na'vi were gonna like fight them. Like he was gonna kill Jake. And then the other Na'vi were gonna be like, Jake's dead, we have to go fight. You guys have machine guns. They're on seahorseback with spears. You have an aircraft in the sky. They were gonna fight you anyways. You might as well just kill the guy while you have the chance and then fight everyone else. I mean, what do I know, right? And then what else? Okay, the whole premise of this movie is that Jake Sully, the guy from the first movie who turns into an avatar, who turns into a Na'vi, right? He leaves the forest, he leaves the jungle, and he meets the water Na'vi. So there's like different tribes. They just totally like leave the forest people to die. Like they just totally abandon the forest dudes. They're like, see you guys later. Like, you think the humans aren't gonna like massacre the forest people because you left? They burned down like half of the forest when they arrived. They burnt down like all of it. And they just leave because he thinks they're after Jake Sully. They're not. They're after the planet. It's obvious there's going to be a third movie, with the way they left off. I mean, it's on Google. I hope to God you can't hear my chair. It's very annoying right now, so I'm going to sit like this. Hopefully it's not as annoying. But yeah, pretty obvious there's going to be a third, which I'm excited for. I mean, I like the movie, okay? It was cool. I barely remember Avatar 1. It came out when I was pretty young, like 2008 or something, or maybe 2012. I don't know. It was the first movie in 3D, which is why my dad went to go see it with my brother. I remember him talking about that. It was like one of the first big movies in 3D. Um, so that was like the whole ordeal. It was like 3D and CGI, and it just looked absolutely crazy. Like this movie looks crazy. Like there's definitely some moments with the CGI where you can tell it stutters. There's like a weird stutter. I don't know how to describe it. It's like the frame rate drops during certain scenes, and it's very short scenes too. It's like where they cut in just like for a split second to another character. It's like weird. It's very strange, but yeah, it looked pretty good. I mean, it looked pretty good. I'm hoping in this next movie the humans win. Um, I know, I know the humans are the bad guys. Okay, and I know the whole point is like, oh, being connected with nature and Mother Earth and living it up, which I get, but I'm a human, okay? I'm rooting for the humans, all right? Like in this movie, do you know how many people the Na'vi kill? Like well over 100. Do you know how many Na'vi die? Like four. Like four Na'vi dudes get killed. That's like 100 sons, 100 brothers, 100 sisters, 100 daughters, and only four Na'vi are dead. One of them is a main character. Spoiler. Um, which I get, right? They're in like the military, but at the same time, like my buddy's in the Air Force, right? And he's in the Air Force to pay for college. He's not in there to kill people, right? he he paints parts. He paints jets and trains apparently. I don't know. He's a painter. He has the whole suit and like the little spray gun, and he paints metal pieces. And the Navi are just like blowing up ships with just a bunch of mechanics that are just like, oh man, I can't wait to send my money back to my wife and kids on Earth so they can live another day. And they just get blown up by a blue guy. Blue Man Group just comes in and wrecks his world. It's like, well, shucks. Sorry, Steve. I digress. I am a human. I'm a human lover. I love me my fellow humans, my fellow comrades, my fellow brothers and sisters. But yeah, and that's a funny premise. Not a funny premise. It's an interesting premise. Also, what was I going to talk about? The whole idea that Na'vi are connected to the planet, to pretty much everything, with their little tentacle hair thing, is pretty cool. The whole like they use their tentacle to like talk to the earth, I think, or Pandora, is interesting. The whales, I had to Google the whales, the Tuluks or whatever. I had to Google them because I had no idea. Even by the end of the movie, I mean, they do a semi-decent job at explaining it, but I had to read a little bit more just to understand. So I get it now, but during the movie I didn't really understand. The water Navi were pretty interesting. I mean, it's obvious they were ripped right off from like Polynesians and the oceanic tribes, right? They all had tataus. If you don't know what a tatau is, it's like if you know Maui from Moana, all the dudes in that movie have tataus. It's just the name. It's the name for their tattoos. I'm probably using it wrong. My dad is from New Zealand. He's Samoan, and he has tataus all over his right arm. He explained the importance of them to us when he was getting them. One of my middle names, I have two middle names. I have an American middle name and a Polynesian middle name. And one of my middle names is actually, it's an honored title given to people. But my dad was just like, you know what, I'm just going to give it to my son. So, I mean, that's pretty dope. But it's pretty funny because if like anyone knows what it means, when I introduce myself to them, they're probably going to have questions for me. Because it's my middle name. They're gonna be like, "What have you done?" I was born. That's pretty much all I've done. That's how I got the title. I was born, and my dad just gave it to me. But yeah, I mean, it's cool seeing representation like that, right? So I can see that and be like, "Oh yeah, those are my blue brethren, my blue brothers and sisters, my aunties and my uncles, right? Because we call everyone auntie and uncle even if they aren't related. My dad's just like, son, that's your uncle. Go hug him. I did a horrible accent. I did a horrible Kiwi accent. I can't do Kiwi. Just because I lived around my dad so much that the Kiwi accent doesn't register in my brain. I don't know what it sounds like. I mean, I know what it sounds like, but I can't reproduce it just because it's like normal. It's like normal talking, but yeah. What else? The technology, like the robots and the machines, so cool. I love it. I love the intricacy of the giant, flying ships. Like I wish we got more of that. I wish we got more of the city that they're building with the like autonomous drones that are like running around building stuff. Like that's so cool. Um the colonel guy with his recom squad, literally they all die. What was the point of bringing them back to life? They don't even kill anyone. Like all of them are just dead. Um, and it's just the colonel left. Like, okay, well, what happened to them being a bunch of grizzled veterans that are really good at killing things? They just all get one shot. Okay. Um, and yeah, that's my gripes. That's my review. If I had to give it like on a scale of 10, it would be a solid 6, maybe a 6.5. Um, with that being said, I didn't think it would leave me excited for the next movie, but I am kind of excited. It comes out 2025 December, so 2 years pretty much. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, 2 years from now. Well, I mean, it's pretty much like a year and 10 months, right? But yeah, who knows? We will see. We will see what it is. I'm not sure how they're gonna. I mean, I understand what they're gonna do, right? Because the Navi are probably gonna rebel en masse, right? And they're gonna win and push the humans off the planet because the good guy always wins, right? But I just want to see more ass kicking. I want to see people get their teeth kicked in that aren't human. I want to see these goddamn aliens, these goddamn blue people. I want to see them get kicked in. I'm kidding, or am I? But yeah, that's my review. I'm sorry if you can hear my chair creaking. I'm trying not to move, but every time I like barely move, it makes a sound. But yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. My unhinged rant on the Avatar 2 Way of Water movie. Go watch it. It's a good watch, even though it's 3 hours long. It's a bit much. But yeah, goodbye.